Well, hello again, and today I was going to make a little video about men's country boots. And to start with, can us men wear country boots? I've been a lover of these kind of boots for many years, but it seems I'm very much in the minority, and I think men are perhaps always a bit afraid to sort of break the boundaries or wear something a little bit different. So I thought I'd show you some pairs of my country boots today, and look at different makes and different price ranges in the makes. It's very windy today, so my apologies. I don't know how this is going to come out. So it's blowing a gale, but I thought we'd come outside. It is, after all, the middle of summer here now. So yeah, to start with, I've got my very old, I'll move those out of the way, I've got my very old Dubarry Galway boots on, which I do all sorts of things in. I garden. They're great. I find them great for watering and doing all the garden things, going walking, in the country. I've had these many years. I try and look after them. I was doing some pressure washing in them the other day, so they do want a bit of treating with some sort of leather treating on the leathers there again on the uppers there. So, but they're great boots. So let's have a look at what is out there for men in the country boot market. I mean, first of all, if I hopefully I've just zoomed in a little bit, so you might see these better. These are a pair of Dime or Dime. I think this actual model of boot is called a Rubicon. It is an Italian-made boot, designed really for hunting, shooting and fishing. I think mainly the shooting fraternity and the fishing fraternity like these. A very well made boot. It's I don't know whether you'll see that inside. You perhaps won't see that from there, but it's actually a lovely warm wool lining in there. And they're again, those boots are fully waterproof. You could stand, in a stream or go through very wet ground, and you're not going to get wet in those at all. Quite a nice buckle detail that you can undo to make them a little bit wider for getting on and off. They haven't got zips down them, obviously, because that's an additional area that has to be protected and kept waterproof. So, but as I say, you can loosen the buckles, and that opens a flap up inside. So, as I say, they are the Dime, call them what you will, the Rubicon outdoor men's boots. These are all men's boots. These aren't ladies' boots. This pair isn't even unisex. This is purely designed as a man's country boot. I suppose the only problem with this actual boot is I think it retails for about £375, which is a horrendous lot of money, I know. But what I will say, once you've bought them and you look after them, they will last an awful long time. I think you can have these even resold and repaired as well, if you really use them and wear them out. So they are really superb boots, for winter. And hey, why not limit them to the country? They look just as good in the town, and they are so warm in snow and ice. Got wonderful grip. So that's the Dime Rubicon boot there. We next come on to another pair of men's country boots. These are again Dubarry, which are a superb manufacturer of boots, based in Ireland. I don't think the boots are made in Ireland anymore, unfortunately, but really high quality boots. These are the Dubarry Wexford boots, and there again they have a press stud, and these actually do have a zipper to ease, and it opens a flap up, so that makes putting the boot on that much easier. Obviously, there again, these are fully Gore-Tex lined, so they are 100% waterproof. And as I say, I've got if we go back out, so you can just make sure you can see that. I hope this is working. I have the Dubarry Galway boots on, and they have never, whatever I've done, like I said, I was pressure washing them in them the other day, and my socks underneath kept really dry. They don't let the wet in. They're, you know, that's why I like them better than Wellingtons. And your sort of feet seem to breathe in them. They don't get sweaty. I often wear the longer. I like the longer white socks with them, because I tend to go a size bigger in boots, so I can have a nice thick sock as well. But that's just personal choice. So yeah, those are the Dubarry Wexford. There again, go up into high men's sizes. Very stylish. As I say, there again, you don't have to limit wearing those to the country. They would look equally as good in the winter, say, in a town or city. With a lot of men these days wear, you know, more sort of slimmer leg trousers that go inside, or you could, if you've got thick trousers, you could wear them over them. But why hide such a beautiful boot as that? Lovely made, great craftsmanship. And I kind of like their two-tone effect with the banding around them. There again, the one problem with those, I think you can shop around for Dubarry and have a look, but I think I looked this morning on their website, they retail at about £399 a pair, which is an awful lot of money. But then if you bought those, and I mean the ones I've had on, the Galway boots are a little bit cheaper in price, but I've had these 10 years and they've still got lots of life in them. And there are companies out there where you can send them away and have these resold if you wear them out. So let's be honest, they could last you 20 years. And so if you break that price down then over that price, you know, a pair of rubber Wellingtons probably aren't going to last you 20 years if you wear them a lot. And they are so much more comfortable. And as I say, you don't seem to get sweaty feet in these. And as I say, you can stand in water in them. So that's two pairs of, shall we say, high-end men's country boots. Can't even say it now, can I? And I thought we'd have a look, while we're looking at boots, at the bargain basement end. Now these are sold as men's and women's. They're a unisex boot. These are called Gallop boots. If you look, I'll probably put a link to them. They're sold mainly on eBay. I would think they're more likely made in China. But I have to say, and if we come on to the price first, if I tell you these retail, well, I've seen them as low as £65 and I've seen them as high as £80. So if you take sort of in that, if we said £75 a pair, I think they're amazing value, really. I'm not going to say they are 100% waterproof like the two pairs I've just shown you, maybe not, but they are alleged to be waterproof. I do like the fact that they have zippers right down the back, which obviously eases getting on and taking the boot on and off. There we are. You can see there's a zip there, quite a you know, a good quality zip as well down the backs, all running down the backs. They also have this lace detailing, which you can undo, obviously, to ease getting them on if that's a problem. I quite like those. Obviously, I think with those, what I would do is, obviously those are pretty new. I would let them get a bit sort of worn and scuffed, and I think they would look quite trendy then. They look a bit sort of over polished and new at the moment, but I think if you probably let them get like my older Dubarrys there, and they would look really quite good. And I don't think they look too feminine for my for my own thinking. They don't anyway, and I don't have a problem wearing those at all. As I say, I've been used to wearing these boots for many years, as I say, and they are really great. And I just can't see why more men don't have a try with them. As I say, even as I say, probably not the more expensive ones to start with, because I realise that's tying an awful lot of money up. And if you're doing something outdoors, you go beating or shooting, or you go outdoor watching sports events, then perhaps it would be worth investing in those. But why not have a shot at something like this and try these? As I say, they look so much more well, to my mind, they just leave Wellington standing. I don't like Wellington boots. I never have liked rubber Wellington boots, and these I think are so much more appealing. And as I say, I have been around, particularly my Dubarry Wexfords in the winter. I have been around town shopping in these, and if you think people are going to stare at you, they don't. It seems really, and anything goes these days, and why shouldn't men wear a bit of a taller boot like that? In fact, I've got some very nice comments said about when I do wear those, and that side of it doesn't worry me at all. I'm certainly not, worried about that side of it at all. It's the comfort and the fact that your feet keep very warm and dry in these boots that I like, and why I've sort of gone down this route of wearing them. So that's just a little look at some boots there. I hope you might find that interesting. We will have another look. Obviously, I've amassed quite a collection of these boots over the year. I think it probably comes from the fact that my great-great-grandfather was a bootmaker. He made handmade boots in the late 1800s, and perhaps it's something I've inherited, and a gene that I've got, and the fact that I just like boots. And it was quite more fashionable then. Obviously, men were still riding horses a lot more. There wasn't the cars in his lifetime, and obviously men wore taller boots. None of these, just make that clear, none of these are riding boots. You wouldn't really want to ride a horse in any of these. They do call these, I think these gallop boots are kind of branded as a bit of equestrian, but they're not really suitable for riding. These are not, let's get this clear, these are country. If you think of these as a leather version of a Wellington boot, that's what these are. Riding boots are a different ball game altogether. And as I say, these are, if you want a boot for taking the dog for a walk, if you just like, as I say, going out into the country and you don't want Wellingtons, I think personally these are absolutely ideal, and they take a lot of beating. So yeah, there we go. That's just a little look at three pairs, as I say, the Gallop boots there, very budget. The budget end of things, sort of say between, if we said between £60 and £80, you can pick a pair of those up in sizes right up to sort of 12, 30 UK men's 12, 13, 14 sizes, I believe. There again, the Dubarry Wexford boots. There again, they go up into sizes really, I think they're in European sizes, but they do go up into UK, the equivalent UK men's size of sort of 12, 13, 14. So if you've got big feet, there's no problem, as I say, do try a boot on, because I like to have a bigger size, because I like to wear the thicker socks with them, particularly in the winter time. And then we have the dime, call them what you will, the Italian made, very stylish, I think, boots in a sort of beautiful brown leather there. and wool lined, incredibly warm. The one thing about these, they're they're a heavy boot. If you don't like a particularly heavy boot, but that, there again, that doesn't trouble me. I mean, I could easily and have, you know, worn these all day in the winter. As you can see, mine haven't had a lot of mud or wet on mine as yet, but they do clean up. All these boots do clean up superbly. You'll find, obviously, the more you want to spend on it, the better they'll clean up and the longer they'll last. You know, I don't know how long those Gallop boots will last. That'll be an interesting thing to see, to try them. And yeah, as I say, thanks again for watching. Do come back. We'll probably do another video on maybe trying some of these out and about, and you know, have a look at them there, have a look at them in action, you know, take them to some mud and some water, and particularly these low end, the cheaper branded ones. And yeah, thanks ever so much for watching. Please do subscribe, please do come back soon, and we'll be no doubt doing some other videos on all sorts of things related to the countryside, gardening or outdoors. So thanks again, bye for now.